up, though, Field G's, and welcome back to Luke G's Field Review. We are back at it today with another video, this time covering the unofficial yet official 2019 depth chart that was being released by the Detroit Lions. And many of you may be wondering, Luke, why are you saying it's unofficial yet official? And that's because the NFL requires teams to submit a depth chart, and many teams who have yet to come to a conclusion on who's going to be what where, or who's going to have their depth chart set, will generally just put everything in pencil and submit it to the league's office. So some of the things you're going to see here are going to seem strange to you. Some of the things you're going to see here are going to be like, well, obviously. And then some of the things you're going to see here is going to be like, what? Keep in mind, some of these are going to be ink and some of these are going to be pencil. So obviously, we start off with Matthew Stafford as the starting quarterback. That's definitely going to be ink. Kerryon as the starter, ink. C.J. Anderson as the backup, ink. Nick Baldwin, you can put that in pencil. But Kenny Galladay, Danny Amendola as the slot, and Marvin Jones as the other receiver. Yep, that's ink. Ink that. You'll also note that they have Powell as the backup to Danny Amendola, Curse as the backup to Kenny Galladay, and Andy Jones as the backup to Marvin Jones Jr. Now, Travis Fulgham is down there, Jonathan Duhart is down there, but again, take it with a grain of salt. They got Jesse James as the starter with T.J. Hockenson as the backup. I think that's pretty much going to be two starters. They come out in a lot of two tight end sets, so that's not a shocker there. But one of the most notable things that caught my attention was how they had Isaac Nata behind Logan Thomas and Jerome Cunningham. So that was a notable piece for me right there. In terms of the offensive line, they have Taylor Decker with Terrell Crosby behind him, and then Ryan Pope. And if you don't know who Ryan Pope is, he was the guy that they paid all that money to make sure they brought him here as an undrafted free agent. Then they had a starting left guard as Kenny Wiggins with Joe Dowd backing him up. Frank Ragnar as the center, Graham Glasgow as the right guard, Abuchi as the backup, and Bo Benshaw as the third. Okay, no shockers there yet. Rick Wagner as the right tackle. Okay, so immediately in the office, there's not too many things that you can look at that throws you off. Okay, to me, I think that it makes sense to have the offensive line look like this. I think that those young guys are going to get a chance to play, whereas the other ones are going to have to earn their spot. Now, with that being said, let's take a look at the Isaac Nata being buried down the depth chart behind Logan Thomas and Jerome Cunningham. That's pencil, people. I would be very shocked if Isaac Nata didn't make this team. I would be very shocked if he didn't make this team. He has been doing phenomenal in training camp. You've heard nothing but good things about him. He has versatility. He's young. He's cheap. I would be shocked if he's not there. Now let's take a look at the defense. So now that we take a look at the defense, there's some notable things going on in the defense that really jumped out to me. Obviously, you got Trey Flowers starting at 1 DN spot. No shocker there. But you got Romeo Okwara starting at the other DN spot, which is something I thought would be the case. And I know that some of the things that's going to jump out to some other people is going to be the cornerbacks, but let's focus on each group right now. Damon Harrison and A'Shawn Robinson are the starters, with Mike Daniels being the backup to A'Shawn Robinson. Now, some of y'all are going to go, that's trash. No, that makes sense. A'Shawn Robinson has, had some time away from the team for personal reasons. So what better way than to get prepared than to have Mike Daniels start to be groomed for the DM as well as the D tackle? That makes sense. But P.J. Johnson is not buried that far down the depth chart. There's a lot of other names on there that I don't see on there that I think won't make it. But when you go to Romeo Okwara, Eric Lee ahead of Austin Bryant. Now, Eric Lee will not make this team. I just don't believe that to be the case. Austin Bryant will be moved up in that department because he brings a little bit more versatility. So I definitely don't see Eric Lee making it in that regard. Now we go to the linebackers. Devin Kennard with Jalen Reeves-Maybin behind him and Malik Carney. No problems here. Middle linebacker got Jared Davis with Jelani Tavai behind him. And a guy that we have not been talking about, but I'm going to pay more attention to, which is Anthony Pittman. This is the guy who's from Michigan, who played at Wayne State, who they brought in for a visit, and then they picked him up as an undrafted free agent. So that's your three middle linebackers. Then you got Christian Jones with Steven Longa and Garrett Dooley and Trey Lamar. I mean, Trey Lamar is buried really low on this. And I'm surprised that they got him at outside linebacker. So it just makes me wonder, again, is that another pencil or ink mark right there? Okay, but to get to the cornerbacks, they got Darius Slay at the number 1 and Justin Coleman, people. Justin Coleman at the number 2. Now, I always suspected that Justin Coleman would be the number 2 cornerback, but again, I think this could be another one of those pencil ones. But the reason I always thought it was just the amount of money they spent on him. They have Rashaan Melvin at the slot, and that just seems odd because you would think that Coleman would be better in the slot with Melvin being outside. So if this one still held up to be true, I would be shocked. But backing up Coleman is who? Teez Tabor. And I'm just like, yo, that's crazy. And then you got Jamal Agnew, who's behind Rashaan Melvin, but yet still ahead of Mike Ford and Amani Oruwariye. Like, this is just interesting to me. So let's just say hypothetically that they decided to keep. They're going to keep Slay. They're obviously going to keep Coleman. They're obviously going to keep Rashaan Melvin. So that's 3. You know that they're only going to keep 3 other cornerbacks. And if it's we're gonna just say Amani Oruwariye is the 4th. All right. So that means that Jamal Agnew, who's a return specialist, may be the 7th guy because he has a little versatility. So that's 5. So it's between Mike Ford. I will put Mike Ford in there. That would be 6. Now, here's what's going to get interesting. Marcus Cooper, D. Virgins, Andre Cashier, and Travaris McFadden are going to be battling for that last cornerback spot along with Teez Tabor. So don't be shocked to see that this is mostly pencil. At the safeties, they got Quandre Diggs, with his backup being Tavon Wilson. And then you got Miles Killebrew backing him up with Will Harris. Now, again, this is shocking because Will Harris is way low for that strong safety spot. I mean, he's behind Miles Killebrew, and I got to believe that this is much more of that, let me pencil somebody in. Then you got Tracy Walker as the starter with Andrew Adams as the backup. Charles Washington has been on this team and cut more times than I can imagine, so I suspect he will be gone. And CJ Moore will also not make this team. But nonetheless, the most notable thing here is who they have at number 2 cornerback in Justin Coleman and how far Oruwariye is on this depth chart, as well as Will Harris. So, I mean, some of this is penciled in, but let's go through and let's look at some special teams people. So now we are here at the special teams. There's no shocker here that the kicker is going to be Matt Praters. No shocker. The holder is going to be Sam Martin. Kickoff is going to be Sam Martin. Punter is going to be Sam Martin. Lone snapper is going to be Don Muleback. I mean, but the most notable thing here, people, is, and this is why I know that this is probably some penciled in stuff, the kick and punt returner is Jamal Agnew, and he has no backup to this position. And they have been trying Danny Amendola. They have been trying Brandon Powell. They have been trying Ty Johnson. They have been trying all of these people at kick and punt return. Yet you telling me Jamal Agnew is the lone wolf there? He's got to have a backup. But again, that's why I call this the official, unofficial, list. And again, these is just what they put out for right now, people. Let me know what your thoughts are. What are some of the things you've seen on here that kind of make you go, why did they do it like that? And what are some things that you hope are true? We've done offense, we've done defense, we've done special teams. Let me know what you guys think of this, and what are some things that you think are going to be interesting points for you and things that you hope are true. With that being said, as always, don't be no chump. Please do your research.